What up, people? What up? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles, all that good shit. And this is going to be our review for Chasing Dallas Season 2, Episode 3. Now, I know that y'all say I am just way too harsh of a critic and I'm too rough on them, and is there anything I like about the show and all of that, this, that, and the third in the comments. And that's fine. We can get down there and we can argue about all of that. I'm sure y'all gonna have a lot to say about me after I get through with this good video, this good review. We'll see. So we start off at the game night again, where we left off in episode 2 at Markel's game night. George still going back and forth about this, that, and the third, and then had the nerve again. We backtrack a little bit, and they, let us watch again how he had the unmitigated gall to say that King Kane owed him an apology. George, George, you owe the entire sighted community an apology for your fashions that you be having on, honey. Did you forget about them Birkenstocks you had on, boo? Did you not see that shirt you had on at this good gathering? Girl, apology. No, you owe the sighted community an apology. You owe the viewing public an apology for having the nerve to let roll up off your tongue so effortlessly the fact that you said you was a top. Girl, the apology is owed to us from you. George, get your life in order. Get the entirety of your life in order. Dear Lord, help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. Ariel and Dior was in the confessionals giving their own, commentary on everything. I couldn't help but stare at Ariel because why she look like somebody took a handful of baby powder and just were like right on her face. Like all this right here, I don't know nothing about makeup. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about makeup. I leave that to my girl, Ebby Reviews. Shouts out to Ebby Reviews, who does reviews of this show as well. She knows all about the makeup. I don't know nothing about makeup. But what I do know is that woman looked like she had somebody puff some baby powder in her face. I mean, I don't think your makeup's supposed to look like that. Maybe it was. Child, make it make sense. I mean, y'all let me know. Y'all go back and look at her in that confessional with all that blue, the blue hair and the blue outfit with her titties smushed into that blue top. Baby, I'm telling you, it looked like she just took a bunch of baby powder and splashed it in her face. But I'm just saying. Y'all let me know. Then they started playing games, and I guess it was like spin or dare or something like that. So it was a lot of salacious games and stuff like that. A lot of good fun amongst the gays. So in one of the clips you saw Carrie kissing Rock. And lo and behold, in the confessional, Markel thought that he was going. See, Markel is a bit messy for me. Real messy. Markel, you play too many sides of the fence for me. So Markel is in his feelings because he's trying to read Carrie, because he's like, and you kissing Rock on the mouth. You know how many booty holes you done kiss? But weren't you the one last episode made up relationships with Rock? I mean, you was the same one making up relationships with Rock last episodes, which means that you probably had your same lips on his lips, which been on all them same booty holes. But girl, whatever. But now it's not okay for Carrie to kiss him. See, that's how I know he was lying about that whole relationship thing. I told y'all he made that shit up to try and clout chase on Rock. last episode anyway. Child, the people don't see it for you, Markel. The people don't see it for you. Anyway, child, listen, let me tell y'all something. With Dior and Ariel within a confessional, and Ariel asked Dior, is Reese G transition? Baby, when I tell you that woman took me all the way the fuck out, baby, I'm telling you. Dear Lord, dear God, that woman took me out when she asked, is Reese G transitioning? Child. So then there was this whole um back and forth between Antonio and Premier. Some text messages said it was all about who was invited, who wasn't invited, this, that, and the third. Who cares? Everybody's there now. Why does it matter? I didn't understand. I guess this was drama that they needed to make up to make this episode better. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Premier. Now I don't know, but from the way they was going back and forth, I guess he was on season one. Y'all let me know if he was on season one, because I just don't know. I didn't watch season one. I guess he was, because they was kind of saying he wasn't brought back, so I'm guessing that means he was on season one. Anyway, he is like, well, I'm gonna leave before this shit gets out of control. And then on his way out, he says, well, if y'all plan on trying to use Reese G or Antonio to try to do something or make it in this business or whatever, to have a come up, that shit's gonna backfire on you. So Reese G got in her feelings, honey. And because Premier was going down the stairs, and she came at him like she was ready to do something. Child, Reese girl. Real girls do real things, okay? Say it with me. Real girls do real things. And girl, you weren't trying to fight for real. Baby, if you was really trying to get up at and windmill with Premier, bitch, all you had to do was clock him one good time and push him down them good stairs. He was already on the way down. Bitch, you outweigh him by like 4 or 5 weight classes. Girl, you weren't trying to fight. Real girls do real things. Fall the fuck back, Reese. Girl, boom. Child. And then something about the Antonio character just did. I mean, I look at him and he just oozes messiness out of his pores. And I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know him from Adam, honey. But I can look at him and, you know, my discernment is impeccable. I look at him and see the messiness oozing out of his pores. I mean, the messiness oozing out of his pores is so bad. I need Dr. Pimple Popper. What's the lady name? The Pimple Popper lady who be busting everybody pimples on her YouTube and got the show. That lady. Child. Anyway. But he's just so messy. I mean, I ain't really trying to say he has bad skin. It's a whole metaphor, okay? Get the metaphor. But he's just messy. And the messiness oozes out of him, okay? I could just tell. So then Trey goes to this guy named Wooda's house. Now, Wooda was at the game night. I don't remember seeing Trey at the game night. Wooda was all right for me. He wasn't ugly. He was just all right looking. But Trey felt some kind of way about him. Trey was just enamored with him, okay? So they seem to do a lot more talking than they did working out. But that's the show, I guess. Maybe they did more working out off camera. Anyway, so Trey, you could tell, liked Wooda. Wooda is so disrespectful. So Wooda asked Trey about his love life. Trey said, I'm single. Wooda asked Trey about his love life. He said, well, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just real difficult to deal with. So I'm just single. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm just trying to say to myself. If Trey didn't get the memo, I guess Wooda felt like Trey was kind of digging him. And I felt like Wooda said that to Trey for the purposes of saying, Hey, boo, a bitch ain't feeling you like that. So let me just let you know up front, you don't have an Ice Cube's chance in hell of getting with me. So let me just tell you, I'm difficult to deal with, and I'm trying to stay single just to get you up off me and not have you try to get with me. Uh, through with all of this, back and forth, child. Just a mess. It was so disrespectful. So then the Trey Howard guy, we saw him again. I guess this is why they introduced us to him in episode 2. I still think they should have more of him in episode 2 if they was going to introduce him then. Because if that was the case, you could have introduced him this episode and it would have served the same purpose. But I guess not here or there, honey. He has, and if y'all remember, that's Dior's child. So he had this fashion show. And, it was cute with the little fashion show or whatever. I was just wondering why all Dior outfits got to have his mouth and face covered. Dior is not bad looking. He's all right looking. He's a little cutie or whatever. I don't think y'all should have been covering up that man's face and mouth with every outfit that I seen him on in the fashion show. I mean, congrats to Trey Howard. You 22-year-old doing your thing, have a whole fashion. So let me tell you something. When I was 22 years old, bitch, I was somewhere fucking. I didn't have time to be doing fashion shows. When I was 22, that was the year I graduated from college. Baby, I had a hot peen and a hot box. And baby, both of them were getting used and abused. Many, 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 many times over. So me, I was a mess at that age. Just a damn mess. And so I have the time, or anything to be putting that on, child. I was too busy getting it up, getting it in, or getting it in me. Anyway, so then we see Markel and Carrie go out for some ice cream, little date or whatever. See, Markel is once again here. You in the confessional talking about Carrie like a dog when he was at your game night, but now you on this date with him, and then on that date you ceremoniously are being just messy as hell because you saying all these things or asking these questions, I should say, to Carrie, trying to get him to talk shit about King Kane and about Reese G. And I thought you and Reese G was good friends, but you try to do ask these questions to get Carrie to be messy and talk about them. I ain't feeling Markel. Like I ain't feeling him at all this episode. You full of shit this episode, Markel. But that's not here or there. So then they went to the death of Malaysia Booker. Let me start off by saying the death of Malaysia Booker and many of our other black trans women is awful. It's deplorable, and it's certainly I think it was a laudable undertaking for them to spend a good portion of this episode speaking of that, and that was good because we know this is awful and the atrocities happening to our black trans women need to be highlighted and spotlighted. But the conversation and the rhetoric that Asia was putting out there and Reese was putting out there was reckless. It was negligent. It was inflammatory. It was insensitive. I don't think that you all had to do that. Especially Ariel when she went on that tirade about, I'm glad that the police are, basically says she was glad the police are killing black men. Really? You forgot that the large portion of the gay community are black men that are being killed as well. And so because we want to highlight the killing of our black trans women, which we should, You think it's okay to say that you are well with or pretty much applauding police killing black gay men? I mean, no death is good. And you do not have to take this route with which to spotlight what makes the killing of trans women horrible. It's horrible on its own, but you don't need to say that you are glad that others are being killed. No. No. And by doing that, I hate to say it, but you're playing into what people want us to do. You are playing right into the hands of what they want us to do, the awful things that they want us to say. Somebody could take snippets of that video and cut it up and say, well, you see, even the black people think we should be killing, that they need to be killed and shot up. That you took, for me, by some of the incendiary and insidious statements that you all were making, you took the spotlight off of how horrible the deaths were of the trans community. And now I have to focus on talking about the horrible things that you were saying about your own community. It doesn't make sense. It's negligent. It's inflammatory. What are you doing? The statements that you were saying is basically, Ariel, you were saying, I'm okay with the police killing the people who you were sitting in the room with, discussing this. Let's just be honest and call it what it is. There are some black men right now who may be at the point where they're thinking about or considering maybe transitioning and thinking that they may end up being a trans woman. But let's say that they're just before that. Some of those same black men are being victims of the same police brutality that you are applauding, that you are saying you're glad about. This shit doesn't make sense. And it's stupid as hell. You can't do this. There is no way. And I think the Reese G guy is one of the executive producers and all of the other producers, or whoever is directing, whatever. It is negligent for you to have let this leave the edit room floor for some of the statements that were made. No, the message was lost. Your message was lost. And you did that. And that's unfair. That's unfair to Malaysia Booker. That's unfair to all of the trans women who needed to have their stories told, who needed to have a spotlight brought on this in this arena. It was unfair for you to do that to them by saying some of the things that you said. It was awful. It was deplorable. And as a member of the gay community, the black gay community, you all owe us an apology for this. That was wrong. That's all I got for y'all, because I feel myself feeling some kind of way, y'all. I'll see y'all next week for next episode.